So let's return from this frame to his suggestion to clean up your room first. If I'm right, and this is indeed a setting in which this suggestion is being made, the suggestion is directed at creating a functioning personality, at creating an ego. If I'm right that the incentive is going in this direction, then let's interpret it and see what we can take out of it, more than just clean up your room, in the sense of do the easy things. Well, when you want to build a personality, one of the major abilities you have to develop, and this is independently of your particular talents and independently of your particular personality traits, one ability that you have to develop is your ability to focus attention. One major feature of being a person is agency, what integral theory calls agency. And agency is not something that you're simply born with. You're born with degrees of agency. But you can develop these degrees. You can develop your ability to focus your attention. And this you do by overcoming obstacles. This you do by focusing on specific goals, overcoming them. And in overcoming these obstacles, you receive a gratification by your brain. Your brain rewards you actually when you factually overcome obstacles on the one hand, and you feel like you're getting somewhere, when you feel like you're getting nearer to your goal. Peterson is speaking about this again and again. So formulating goals in your own personal life, focusing hard, learning to focus hard and formulate a goal is not something trivial. You have to learn it. And this is something that any consciousness that wants to be successful at whatever basically has to do. So I don't find it very convincing to say that, well, there have been people who have been successful in life without starting with this, without cleaning up their rooms. Well, cleaning up their rooms in this context can mean several different things. But if you mean by cleaning up your room, to start with something that you can focus on, and start with a challenge that you can actually overcome, where the obstacle can really be overcome, and you don't feel permanent over how shall I say it? You don't feel too much of being challenged of the world, but you feel like you can conquer it. If you don't approach the world in this way of focusing and setting goals that are attainable to you, you will end up in a state of permanent negative emotion. And if there are people who have been successful at doing something without taking this attitude, without having developed their ability to focus, and without having developed their ability to set themselves goals, then I guess it's really due to extraordinary talent, luck, their other influences like their position within a social system and so forth. But it's not something that you can count on as a subject. It's not something that you can tell everyone who is a conscious creature as a general rule. It's not something that you could make a general rule. It simply applies to very, very few people. And even the examples of the people that you name that are successful at something, I doubt are incapable of focusing their attention. And I doubt are incapable of overcoming obstacles and having clear vision what they want and being interested in attaining specific goals. I'm pretty sure they actually have this ability. which of course is just one small part of being a person. And Peterson wants to make you a person. He doesn't want you to make you successful in some specific area to deal with reality. He wants to make He wants to make you a responsible agent, which is a different goal from the goal of, say, making you a successful filmmaker or a successful scientist. There are many ways into being a successful scientist without being an integrated person, without being a responsible agent. So that's what I see in his first rule, and I think it's the most logical point to start. Actually, the first thing you have to do if you want to become a person, you have to learn to focus your attention by focusing it on goals, and you have to learn to do this incrementally. You have to start with the simple, that which you can conquer, and the positive emotion that you will experience once you're able to overcome small obstacles. The positive emotion that will go with that will be a motivator for you to go further and to keep it up.